Selling a home has so many steps that it can sometimes get a little complicated. Even in a hot seller's market, you might think finding a buyer is easy, but you also have to make sure that you put your contract together properly and that all the steps are proper into closing to ensure that you do close on time and make sure you get the most amount of money in your pocket. So to help do that and also alleviate a little bit of stress along the way, today we're going to cover 12 common mistakes that you definitely want to avoid when you're trying to sell your home. Hi, I'm Jake Tysiak, that guy that sells houses, a realtor here in Illinois, and we're looking at 12 mistakes today that you want to avoid, not only to have a smooth process to ensure that you can get to your next destination, but also to make sure to protect your equity, as the home is most Americans' largest investment. So in order to do that, we're going to start off today with 4 mistakes that you do not want to do. Number 1 is you don't want to get emotional. And this can be very hard, as you've probably raised your family there and spent a lot of time. Maybe you've done some improvements to the home that you thought were amazing. But just because somebody doesn't like it or maybe says something that you don't agree with, you don't want to overreact. This can cause tension and not create a successful transaction. They still might like the house, but make sure you don't get emotional. Number 2 is don't set an unrealistic price. Now, maybe you did do some repairs and you thought that increased a ton of value in the home, but the value of your home is still going to be dictated by the neighborhood and, of course, the condition of the home and so forth. But also sometimes people just feel like you need to start up a little bit higher and bring the price down. But in today's information age, buyers are just too savvy for that. Walking through your home, they're going to know immediately that you should be in a different price point, and it's just not going to be attracted to your style of home. So thinking you can start off high and negotiate down to a realistic price isn't necessarily a good idea. It's just a bad mistake to make. Now, and to ensure that you have an idea of really where your home should be, take a look at our link below where you can find out what your home is worth. Number 3 is don't hide major problems. Most buyers are going to be doing a home inspection. So by thinking you can hide it, a good home inspector is going to find it quickly. It's not even going to register. And if it's large enough, instead of coming back and asking for a repair to be done, they might just be offended and not trust everything else about the house. So don't try to cover it up. And make sure, also remember, we have disclosures, and don't lie on those as well, as that can find you in legal trouble. Number 4 is don't wait till the last minute. It's too easy to think that it's going to take a few weeks for a buyer to write an offer on your home, a few more weeks for closing, and you'll have plenty of time to get everything in order. Whether it's paperwork, packing, all those things are best done in advance. Make sure that you have the association documents and any pertinent information about the home, and do all your packing before the house actually goes on the market, as this will create a much smoother transaction and a lot less stress for you. A lot. Now, next up are a couple of things you do want to do during the transaction. Number 5 being do a video walkthrough of the home. Now, virtual tours have become very popular, especially with last year and everything going on. Myself, I've been a video advocate for a while. If you want to take a look at some of our videos we've done before to give you an idea of what you want to do to attract people to your home, take a look at our video up here where you can see a tour of a home that gives you an idea to highlight a few of the features so you can really help promote the home itself and show it off. Now, again, you don't want to be doing something of low quality, so the idea of walking through with a camera phone isn't just going to do a good job. So make sure it's a nice professional tour that really highlights your house. Number 6 is do minor repairs now. It's much easier to take care of things like a leaky drain or a rail that's come off, something that you can take care of now instead of waiting into the home inspection time. There's a good chance it's going to get brought up anyway, and again, you're going to have about 30-45 days to be taking care of everything to get yourself out of this home. So anything you can do now is just going to create a more enjoyable experience. Now, number 7 is to do minor cosmetic repairs. It's a good idea to make sure that you have your carpets properly cleaned or replaced if need be. Also, if you have little touch-ups around the house that need a little paint, take care of those now, as that's really going to pay dividends and really appeal to buyers. Small things can sometimes be looked at and be like, well, what else is not missing here? But by covering all your bases, especially things that are obvious as far as the cosmetics, will really help out getting a buyer to write an offer on your home and getting you to closing. Number 8 is to make sure you stage your home. Now, this is whether you're working with a professional stager or just your realtor. It's a good idea to go through and remove as much clutter as you can, and also rearrange your furniture so it's inviting. It might not be your perfect living scenario, but you do want to showcase this to the buyers. Now, these last 4 mistakes have to deal with actually dealing with the buyer itself once they've decided they like your home. Now, number 9 is to be careful about negotiations. Now, working with a buyer can be very stressful for both of you. So don't get emotional, like I said in number 1, but also be careful about negotiations. Obviously, everybody wants a win-win scenario, so enter it with the proper mindset. Just also because they came in with a little bit of a low number doesn't mean that they don't want the home. Maybe someone a long time ago told them that they have to offer a lot less. So respond appropriately. Don't get crazy. Let them respond, or respond appropriately rather, and then let them respond. Maybe they come up a lot and you get to a comfortable price. And also when you're going through home inspections, things like that. Be careful about those as well. Don't just shut them down. Make some appropriate repairs to make sure that the house is safe for them. Number 10 has to deal a little bit with timing. See, most people think the spring market is the only time to sell your home. Well, that's not entirely true. Yes, there's lots of sales, but there's also lots of competition. So make sure you sit down with your realtor and discuss when might be a good time for your home to go on the market. If you have a beautiful garden or a swimming pool, it's probably not a good idea to put your home on the market in February. You want to make sure your garden is blooming, or if they're walking and it's hot and they see that pool, it's going to look a heck of a lot more attractive. Number 11 has to deal with buyer's qualifications. Now, working with a realtor, your realtor should be making sure that your buyer's qualified. But if you're trying to sell your home for sale by owner, this is especially going to pertain to you. But it's a good idea to make sure you ask your agent about it as well. And when I talk about being qualified, is can they afford the home? Have they been pre-approved with the lender, and have we been able to speak with the lender to make sure, first of all, they can gain communication, but that they've accurately supplied the proper documentation for that qualification so they can buy the home? Or if they are paying cash, make sure that they have the proof of the funds so they can purchase that home, because we need qualified buyers so you can actually sell your home and get on to your next place. Now, number 12 has to deal with be careful about delays. It's easy to think that there's something that can be done tomorrow when it should be done today. There's so many people who are working and trying to meet deadlines, from attorneys to lenders, not to mention your own realtor making sure that all the proper documentation is in to those who need it. So make sure you're on your end that you supply everybody with the documents they need so you can move along quickly and don't find yourself without a home or two. So there are the mistakes you definitely want to avoid. And if you are thinking about selling your home or have questions, feel free to give me a call. I'd be happy to help. But also, if you are trying to find out more about what's going on in the market, take a look at our video up here. And YouTube thinks you're going to like this video. I definitely appreciate you watching. I'm Jake Tysiak with Keller Williams.